Yo, we're here, me and American Meck on July 26th. Go ahead, Meck, give us an opener. Let's go.
You know how we do. We just be vibing up in here. We just be cooling down, enjoying to eat, relaxing every day. Drinking some good old whiskey.
Heck yeah. Welcome to another podcast, everybody. Me and American Mech are building big, going at it, doing what we do, being real Americans. None of that fake shit. All 100% legit, original here. So, every time we do these podcasts, we have this problem at the start where we're coming up with like the idea of what we want to talk about, and bam, here it is. There's the problem right in our face, and we're facing that problem. I kind of just go off on a little rant until Mech starts speaking, and as soon as he starts speaking, I know I hit the good spot. I hit that. I hit his little whoop. He goes like whoop. Oh,
My
there it is.
sin.
That's the one. And he just and then everything just starts going from there. It just really just blows up and it flies off into the where we need to be with this to bring the most entertainment and the most excitement and the most visually and audioly entertaining thing to the world. And we're talking about like everything. Gaming is hot right now. Gaming is like what I'm thinking about at the moment a little bit. For some reason, gaming, because the gaming world, in the gaming world, I'm thinking of like everything that we've talked about in previous podcasts up to this point, and where I think gaming is going, and how gaming is becoming something that's like different. Every generation has a different system that they use. Everything from where we started on, we were showing off our old systems, our Sega systems. We had Nintendo 64, all these different systems.
I remember
To,
this Sega.
yep, all the way up to today to the PS5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I think we're on PS9. Is that correct, Mech?
Oh, we're on PS5, bro,
We're on
not
PS5. Okay.
PS9.
Okay.
I wonder what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, exactly. The the games. Why was I thinking about gaming? I was thinking about gaming because like I like the basic games. I just like basic graphics. No need for any of this like high end stuff for me. It makes me happy playing old Sega games. It's cool with me and all that. It's like what's going on here with all this new stuff? We got like for example like big games these days. Even on people's phones, people are playing games on their phones like yeah, like Fortnite and like that other one, Minecraft, and like this is the big ones coming up. There's like what's the one you're trying to download it? I think you said you had to like get extra space on your computer so you could even have
I
it on
thought
your.
I had to, but I was able to actually download it. I
Uh,
just uninstalled a few games and yeah, it was able to work. I'm playing Apex Legend right now.
yeah, Apex Legends. That's the one. Those are like big hot topic games there, and I don't understand them. I don't understand why they're so hot. Like, why is everybody playing them? Is it because why are people playing Apex Legends? What's so great about that game? Is it that you can like talk to people while you're playing, and that makes it fun, or is it like game is actually good itself, and it like what is the great thing about that game? Is my question. Because everybody like I mean when I say everybody, it's like that's one of the hottest games. If you look up like top games in 2023 on the internet and you just do a search on the search engine, it's going to come up in the top 5 or 10 of what people are playing in the United States on a regular basis. I don't understand why. If you could explain it to me, that'd be great. Like, what made you download it? Why did you want to get Apex Legend? And what interested you in that?
For me, it was really just because it reminded me of like battlegrounds. It's like Fortnite, but way better. So you don't have to deal with walls or anything like that. And just the graphics in it, like 20 times better than Fortnite. Just everything about it. Plus all the guns you get, and Don't even know half of the guns, but I just liked it because of the graphics. And I only played like one match so far.
Yeah. Well, the graphics are the thing then. Okay, the graphics is your reasoning. That's what I wanted was a reasoning. The graphics are apparently are the reason. So I think yeah, graphics are just improving a lot with gaming and stuff. So I did as much as I could on gaming because I play. I mean, I play like I like to play games like I like to play games like nobody's ever heard of before, like Zero AD. And what is Zero AD? Can you tell the audience what Zero AD is?
I can't.
Exactly. So it's there's so many different games out there that you've never heard of, and those are the ones that I play from time to time, which is rare at this point because I'm always like consistently working 24/7 when I'm not on the podcast. If I'm not outside trying to get some sunlight and touch some grass, which is super important, touching grass. Have you touched any grass today, Meck? I was just touching grass before this podcast.
I touched dirt.
All right, that's
I was
good.
cleaning up our yard.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's touching grass basically. The meaning of touching grass is going outside and getting fresh air and being out there in the outdoors because it helps with the mindset and keeping it clean, keeping the mind good. So get out and touch some grass as much as possible is what the saying is on things. Um, so what are you doing with this podcast? Like this is the problem. I'm still facing that problem. It's like smack, smack, smack. Where we're going here with all of this. I wanted to keep it interesting, something that we're both into talking about, because I'm into things that you'd be like, last time I went off on a rant about kick.com, and I think you were just oh man, when are we gonna change the subject? And I want to make it sure that I want to, because I'll just go into that again at this point. It's like it's gotta be something we gotta change it up here, give the audience something new that they knew it can be about the same thing, something the audience would like to hear that provides the audience with value and entertainment. And there's I think what we're doing is entertaining to some extent here, even though we're talking about basically like just going rambling on and podcasting. Yeah, when we started our podcast, it was me and American Mech. This was back in like last year of 2022. I think September is when we started. It's almost been a year. And all we started with was basically like what we're doing right now, where I have my laptop set up and I was on video. And I actually had to use, I used to have to call Mech on a smartphone and I had to put him on speakerphone. So the improvement the improvement that has happened between where we started a year ago today is significant because today, I mean, before it was like American Mech was like you could barely even hear the guy when he was speaking. You could barely, and you couldn't see him. Today, he has better audio than me with his headset on. He sounds his voice actually. He's actually like it's like he started here and I started here. Now he's like up here and I'm still here. So the improvement in the way that like that we're doing this, I think just keep, as we keep going, we're gonna keep even getting possibly better with all the things that are going on, and it's so exciting to see that we've improved. And I bet people are appreciative that they can see your like when I see your facial expressions, like I can see you on the screen as I speak. It's like I know I'm talking to somebody. I know somebody's like either they're listening and they're interested, or I'm talking about kick.com and they're falling asleep. Like I can tell that it's like I can tell what's going on in your head a little bit more. So I know I need to change up the conversation when you start looking like this, like as I go. um,
How about the Eagles, man? First team we play are the Ravens on the 12th, and then Browns, and then the Colts, and then the Patriots. And we beat all of them actually last season, so
yeah,
I'm very pumped for this season.
Yeah, how about them Eagles? Let's talk about the Eagles. Do you have a favorite player? I can't say I'm a huge football fan, so I don't know all the players' names, and I don't even know all
I
the
know I like
rules.
watching them, but I'm not the best with the names.
I watch a lot more baseball than I do football in terms of sports, like big sports. So the Eagles did really good last year. They made it to the Super Bowl, and then they lost by 3 points in the Super Bowl to I forget what it was. I don't even remember again. I checked it yesterday. It was something. You remember who they lost to? It was the Kansas Chiefs, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, it
Yeah, I think
was.
so. And the year before last year, I don't know if they did good that year. I think they did bad that might have done bad that year. So this year coming up, they're coming off of losing last year by 3 points, and I think that's pretty motivating for them to want to have that win this year and just completely forget about last year and how they lost by only 3 points because that's it's like when you lose by 3 points, you're so close. Your 3 points is nothing in football. It's like they basically it could have been a bad call by the ref is and that was something I think the ref did do something in the Super Bowl which did get some people to get a little antsy on if it was a real call or not. And sometimes it does come down to the ref and who's refing in football because they can make a bad call and that can make the other team win, just like in any sport. But sometimes you wonder, is it rigged or is it real? And I think that's questionable. I agree. It's like, especially when there's big money involved and all of that. It's like there's, if you think about all the money that's spent on the Super Bowl and everything, it could be. It could be. I'm not saying I don't know. I have no idea. What do you think? You think the Super Bowls are possibly rigged? I don't know.
I don't think they're rigged.
Yeah, I don't. I bet they are. They're not because like they're playing for real, and each team wants to win. It's kind of hard to rig some. It is. It would be hard to rig something like that because both teams want to win, and they're both all the players on the team really care about the sport, and they all want to win. And there's nobody unless it's like one player. It would have to be like one player that would be like messing things up for everybody, and everybody would notice that it was the one player messing everything up. So it'd be kind of easy to tell. I think you're right. I think the games are actually real, and that some people might think that they're rigged, but I think they are real games, and I think they did lose by 3 points, and that was a pretty fair Super Bowl. As far as I could tell, the last Super Bowl, the refs didn't make anything that was like overly huge of a bad call that I could tell from what I remember. So yeah, unlike our election, which I do believe our last election in the United States actually was rigged, but that's another conversation
That
there.
election was rigged.
Like that actually is something that I know uh, that I can bet on and that I can actually say was probably most likely definitely rigged. But yeah, I think I did as much as I could on a football. Speaking with you there, drink your water when you're playing football and eat your good veggies, eat your vegetables, as Veggie Busy would say, the vegetable visitor alien. Uh, and American Mech, have you been doing any drawing lately? Any kind of cartoons or drawings or anything at all or
Not really. I kind of
nothing?
been working out a bit.
Yeah, got them. We were lifting on one of our previous podcasts. It was fun. Oh man. Here he goes.
Yes, sir.
Here he goes. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, babe. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 35 pound weights, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Did it.
20. Yeah.
They were actually 20-pound weights, but
20-pound
hey,
weights. Oh,
still
man.
good.
All right. Well, I think that's actually good for you because you have a bit of your body type is a bit more thicker than mine. I'm a skinnier body type. And when you have a thicker body type, you're looking to get more reps like you're doing. What you're doing is good because you're doing 20 versus me. It's like when you're smaller and skinnier, it's good to do like bigger weights, the bigger weights with less reps, because you're looking to get the slim down and build up the muscle. Whereas me, I'm looking to build them. It's like you have to think about it two separate ways from what I learned when it comes to working out and how different body types have to do different things to build correctly on their muscles. And I think there's like all these there's so much that goes into working out, and eventually you plateau at a certain point where it's like you become to a point where you do the same if you do the same workout every day and you're doing the same 20 every day, there gets to be a point where it's like you can't do anymore unless you change it up and you start doing like a different thing, or maybe to the sides or something. You have to like change it up every now and then, or else you just become your body just is unable to outgrow itself and become better unless you're changing it up and figuring out new ways to do things. From what I've learned, the whole concept is just completely. There's a lot that goes into working out. So yeah, your knee is bad too. So I know you have a hard time. You probably couldn't do things like squats at the moment, like with the big thing going down. I'd be like that would hurt. That would hurt your knee too much. So you're kind of like you gotta
I can
figure out
still
what
do it.
works good for you and doing all of that. Um, so uh, yeah, I wanted
Hold
to
on,
do.
Chad.
What's that?
Yes. What else? Help me lift when you get a minute. All right, got you.
Everything good?
Let's take a 5-minute break. I gotta help my dad with something real quick.
Well, you want to just end this podcast and we can just do another one another time? I feel like we talked a lot.
Just pause real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll just talk for 5 minutes alone, if I can. About
I was pausing. All
I've
right.
already been talking this whole podcast anyways about pretty much. Yeah, yeah. Go do what you gotta do, and
All
as
right.
Meck is doing that, I can tell you about I can tell you about my business a little bit since Meck doesn't.
Say hello to my pupper.
Oh, nice.
Missed the head.
Oh man, I want a dog. These dogs are so awesome. Last,
Yep.
what type of dog is that?
Black lad.
Black lab. Yeah, they're smart. Labs are smart dogs.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the hour.
Tell you,
I'll be right back.
last time I hung out with the dog, one of my buddies,
I'll be
he
right
got.
back. All right.
All right. Yeah, one of my buddies got a dog, and I didn't know he had a dog. Next thing I know, I look back and there's this dog running, and it's like a pit bull mix of something else, and he had just gotten it from like a one of those places. What do you call it? Like a place where people abandon their dogs and then they get their dog. It's a whatever you call it. You all know what I'm talking about. And this dog comes running up to me, and it's not necessarily trained or anything, but you can still like tell that it's a good dog because you just like emotionally connect with it, and like you feel like the good energy that's coming off of it. And it was just like an amazing feeling to be around a good dog that's like you can tell it's like a man's best friend versus and why that is versus cats. Whereas cats, they don't give a shit about you. They just, I mean, they do. If they're around you, they want to be like, they want your attention. I feel like versus dogs, it's like they both do. I think dogs are just, they just feel so much smarter, and they're like so much more intelligent in terms of being able to communicate with humans when it comes to things like playing games, like playing fetch and fetching the ball and stuff. I'm still talking about dogs here and cats and stuff, and how dogs are so much better than cats because they're so much more intelligent. And dogs just can they can connect with humans on that level where they know that the human is having a good time with them and what they're doing, and they can tell when a human is mad at them and yells at them or tells them no. The dog understands what the word no means, where if you yell at a cat and you say no, the cat has no idea what you're talking about, and it's just stupid. So do you own cats too? Am I making you are you
I think I want another dog, if anything.
yeah. You don't own cats though, do you right now?
No, just one dog.
Oh my man. Yeah, that's good because I was just talking shit on cats this whole time. So yeah, you want to talk about dogs
There's
and
one
your
in there. Uh, I just like having a dog because mainly they're good guard dogs. If somebody comes up to the door, they're always like barking, telling you who's here.
yeah, that's another thing dogs are good for. That and also even hunting. Hunting is what they're some of them good for helping you with hunting and stuff. It's amazing what dogs can do that cats can't do. No reason to ever own a cat. A cat, in my opinion, it, they're all hairy. I mean, dogs are too, but cats are just it's like nope. I feel like dogs are just way better, and I think I made my point there for the last 10 minutes. So, did you want to do a podcast? Do you want to do a podcast, man? What do you want to do? You want to talk about American lifestyle?
American lifestyle.
Yeah,
I really don't know what to say much about American lifestyle. It's gotta live big, live large.
yeah, I agree. I think that's what it is. I think that's exactly what American lifestyle is living big and living large. You said it. You pretty much just summed it up. I think uh, we're the biggest, we're the best, we're the bigliest. Um,
Yes, sir.
so yeah, so I just throw a piece of paper on there. You ever make paper airplanes? You big paper airplane guy?
I'm not too bad at it.
How about getting a rubber band and putting on making a slingshot and what do you call this paper? What are those things called? Paper. It's like when you have to you get a piece of paper and you take it and you just make it as hard as possible and you shoot it at someone and it hurts like a bitch. Like it's like if you know what I'm talking about, those slingshot things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Uh, no, man, I did a lot of talk in this podcast, so I want to give you some speaking time here as well to bring value to people.
I got nothing to speak about today.
All right. Well, I'm feeling the same way
I
at
just
this.
hope for the Eagles.
I'm feeling the
Seeing
same
how they're
way.
gonna do.
Yeah, the Eagles. Talked about the Eagles. Um,
Even though I might be starting up work again soon, I'm gonna ask if I can't get Sundays off and watch the game every Sunday.
mm-hmm. Anything you like to do during the Eagles game? You like to make some chicken? Like, what's your thing? Like when I think of people and like the food that they make for Eagles games, it's like chicken wings is a hot thing. It's like having some good wings with the game is the American life. That's American lifestyle. That goes into that again.
Chicken wings, pizza,
Yeah.
popcorn,
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Beer is I think beer
Oh,
is
beer
the
for sure.
I think beer rather than liquor when it comes to football. It's like beer is like the football thing to do is to have a can of what used to be Bud Light, but I don't know if we're gonna be drinking Bud Light this year after all that was going on with with that whole scenario thing. Uh,
My
I
one
still,
uncle, he drinks beer, but he always never drinks whiskey unless it's during a game. And that's like the only time he'll drink whiskey.
hmm. So maybe I could be wrong. Who knows? Um, yeah, food and sports go hand in hand. You gotta when you go to a game, a live game. Like I went to Phillies games recently. It's like you having some good food choices options available and some beers available at the game is awesome. Or outside the game, commercials, the different commercials that come on in between during halftime and stuff. It's always interesting to see what comes on, and you can laugh and joke about the different commercials. I don't know if you've ever seen any good like football commercials. Do you remember any commercials that like really stick in your mind of anything?
There were so many cricket commercials, insurance, Gecko,
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
I like that one. Yeah, that's with the actual gecko character. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, tell everybody about those because even though you know about them and I know about them, there's people who are listening who
it's
might have.
been so long since I've seen one. uh, yeah, I can't really say much about that. I just know they're a good insurance company, apparently, and I love their commercials.
Well, what do you like about their commercials? If you could just expand a little, if you could expand a little bit on that, because there's people who are listening who have never seen a Geico commercial in their life. They don't know what anything you're talking about. They don't know what you mean by insurance. They don't know anything that's going on here. Give them some like, give them some like, uh, something interesting that interests you about the Geico commercials specifically.
I know the Gecko just makes you laugh whenever he talks. I
The gecko? What do you mean by
don't
the?
really know anything about it.
What do you mean by the gecko?
That weird talking frog, gecko thing, whatever.
Hmm. So yeah, I mean, I've seen the commercials, and I know what you're talking about. I'm doing my best to just act stupid, kind of a little bit. When I'm asking these questions, I'm acting a little bit stupid because I want to give you make you
I don't know how to act smart about.
I want to act a little stupid so that you can explain the best way to me. I'm acting like I've never heard of this gecko thing before, and yeah, commercials are cool. I like commercials a lot, and they interest me. The gecko commercials, awesome stuff. And the Geico commercials. I like the little uh, gecko that comes up, and he's a little character, and he's like this size compared to the humans in the commercial, and he's like always doing funny things. He's like the celebrity, kind of like how I have my alien here. He's like this is like my alien for my brand. They have a little Geico gecko for their insurance company brand that, and he comes on
It's
and
like a
he
mascot.
yeah, mask. That's the right word. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See, you can do a good job at explaining stuff. Is that I was having a hard time explaining mascot was a word that was tripping on there, but yeah. Man, it's like the Eagles football team has their own mascot. I think as well. I think it's an eagle. Is it just what is their mascot? The football team, the Eagles football team mascot.
he's like some kind of bird. It's like I don't know.
Hmm. I think it's the American Eagle, if I'm wrong, or the bald eagle.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. So where are we going here? Do you want to keep going with this one, or what are you thinking?
I say we just shut it down.
All right. Yeah, me too. This is the Pedal to the Metal podcast, pedaltothemetal.io. This is me, Chadwick, speaking, and that's American Meck on the other audio voicing here. And we're building this podcast up to 50 as we do this. We're going to entertain everybody to the best of our possibility and building this slowly up to where we want to be. Hope everybody enjoyed, and we'll see you all soon for our next podcast. Peace out.
Peace.